start shifting. We shift to the focus of we are reading to learn. Everything that we read are the topics. So science topics, social studies topics are going to be like cold read passages, and they're going to have to gain the information from there. And it's basically straight recall from the story or being able to infer. So inferencing is one of those skills that is going to be introduced in third grade because that's the more abstract thinking. Okay, so we're going from concrete to abstract. That's the shift in third grade. So those are their academic expectations. They need to be responsible for themselves. I know in myself and in Ms. Epero's class, we like to put a lot on the student. They're accountable for turning in their homework. They're accountable for making sure that they're completing their iReady. They're accountable for making sure that they're meeting their goals. I don't know if you guys have seen, I sent home a folder, a manila folder that had SMART goals, quarter goals, and also had like an AR reading log. That's gonna be their student accountability folder. They're gonna be filling that out throughout the year. We're gonna be meeting for student conferences, usually in our morning meetings. It's gonna be a little bit easier for my homeroom. In my afternoon room, it's gonna be probably I will lead a little bit more with Ms. Cepero during the morning time to be able to discuss their goals or anything that they're gonna be making. They're gonna be able to see the grades that they're receiving in reading and math, so they're able to understand what grade they have earned. Because I always explain, Ms. Alvarez doesn't give grades, you earn them. Okay, here social expectations. Students need to work cooperatively to achieve all expectations or all objectives. We work a lot in groups. Right, Camila. She can told me to test right here. I have my little witness that we work a lot in groups, and it's very important to work collaboratively with each other because not only do we start that here, but in the real world, we have to work with other people, and we have to be able to work with other people. So we're gonna start those skills here. Isabella, if you wanna sit next to Camila, you can go ahead and do so. You look so pretty. Okay, so we also have civil expectations. We need to learn to respect everyone. Something that I tell, you may not like everyone, but you have to respect everyone. So that's something that's gonna be instilled, and a lot of civil citizen duties. We're gonna be practicing those throughout the year. There's gonna be, how can I say, student of the month, where our core values are gonna be a lot of focus, and students are gonna have to focus on those core values. So we're gonna highlight those for our students. And Ms. Cepero and I will both be able to choose who our students of the month are, based on if they're showing the core value.
Yeah, and for example, in my class doesn't have anything to do with grades, because actually one thing is not related to the other one. I have students that doesn't have good grades like A's or B's, but they are good citizens. They help a lot. And then because sometimes what about that? My son has super good grades. Yeah, but when the student of the month, actually we are trying to promote values. It doesn't have anything to do with grades.
Okay. So yeah, to clarify as well, in my classroom, it's not going to be grade-based merit. It's going to be if you are exemplifying the core value of the month, you will be chosen. It's not going to be basically sold on grades. So this gives all students an opportunity, like a fair playing level field. Okay, this is our class schedule. So we start reading. It's a little bit different for Spanish, and I will let her say. In my class, we start reading from 8:15 and we end at 10. We have specials from 10 to 11. My class for math, my morning is from 11 to 12. My science is from 12 to 12:30. We have lunch, okay, favorite time, 12:30 to 1. And then I come back and do social studies from 1 to 1:30, and we switch. At 1:30, we switch. The only day that it's different is on Wednesday when we switch a little bit earlier, so I can see my afternoon group for the whole reading block, because it's reading. Very important, we want to see the kids. The difference in Ms. Cepero's is that in the morning you're doing lengua and contenido from 8:15 to 11. Her specials is from 11 to 12, and you come back, and I don't know. From 12 to 12:30? Science and Spanish. Okay, and then we switch at the 1:30, and she repeats everything with lengua and contenido, and like I do in reading and math. So that's the only major switch. Okay, so this one, mark your calendars. This is a mandatory FSA night where you will get all information about the FSA. All parents of students must attend. This is a mandatory meeting. It's December 10th, 2019. Okay, you can take pictures, take video.
I have a question.
Say hey, yes.
Can this presentation be uploaded to the website? Or
It will be.
shared?
At the
Okay.
end, this presentation is gonna be on my DDCES webpage. So
Okay.
you can find it there under the meet and greet presentation. It will be its own open house presentation link. So you can
Great.
find it. I don't know
Yeah, so just
who's
take
seen the
pictures
website before? Who's gone to the web? DDC? Okay, perfect.
No.
So it's on the faculty and staff. You look for my picture, click, and then you should find all of the links, websites, and also homework policy. Okay, so this one, please mark your calendars. All FSA sessions will be really handled there.
Do you have a time for that?
Yeah, that's my
Sorry.
question.
It's usually, I believe,
7:30?
around the same time
Yeah,
here,
7
so
or
6 or 7. Okay, so it usually ranges. It usually ranges from 6 to 7, but the time hasn't been concrete yet. Okay, so the FSA, this is a little material. It is a paper-based time test. The students have a total of 80 minutes for one session. So they're gonna do 40 minutes, pause, and then another 40 minutes. So it's a total of 80, which is why the whole reading 30 minutes at home every day is a good prep to allow them to be able to sit consecutively and focus for a full 30 minutes. And we're only asking for 30 minutes. Over there, it's 40 minutes. And they only get a break, and then we have to go back. So I can say it's very hard for our kids right now, for your kids, to be able to sit down, even in class, and we're doing something fun. It's very hard to sit and read for 30 consecutive minutes. So we need to build the stamina. That's what we're doing now. We need to build the stamina. So our cold reads right now are 2 stories and 2 stories that they have to compare and contrast. Right now we've been doing mini cold reads, so it's only been 1 passage. Starting next week, it's gonna be 2 passages. Okay, so it gets a little bit more. In the FSA, it's about 5 passages that they have to read in 40 minutes. So that's what we mean, like, we need to start the stamina. I handed today tips on how to choose tips on how to get your child reading at home. Even finding a comfy corner, finding a place that they feel safe, that makes a world of a difference. That's why my library is one of the most comfiest spots in the room. And you guys can go and visit whenever. Times, that's also very important. If they do not finish on time, that's kind of it. That's all she wrote. So there are exceptions to this rule, and it is if your child has an exceptionality, there's some paperwork, has either an IEP or 504 to have extended time, or if your child is learning English for the first time, there is extended time for that. But there are requirements to be able to request that. Okay, the various types, the question types vary. It's usually multiple choice. There are some fill in the blank, but it's still kind of multiple choice fill in the blank. All the choices are there. Students are required to answer every single question. Even if they don't know, we tell them take an educated guess, because it's better to have something than have nothing. You lose all opportunities if you leave it blank. Yeah. Okay, so we will start working on that, and in class we time everything well. So we need to work on timing. Okay, so the second, after FSA is portfolio. Or actually, right before FSA, we're gonna be doing portfolio. So portfolio is gonna be a total of 18 different assessments that are based on a different standard. Each assessment has a different standard, and the students must pass every standard in order to pass portfolio. It's actually it's easier to do the FSA than to do portfolio, because the focus is on each standard. If they don't pass one standard, they failed the entire thing. So once we start portfolios, we are gonna request students go to bed on time, go to bed early, eat breakfast, and concentrate. Because it's only 1 passage of a cold read, and they're roughly about 8 to 11 questions. So it's not that many chances to get anything wrong. And I wanna say, even if you see an F in the grade book, all hope is not lost, because they could still get enough points or enough check marks to be able to pass. So the F just means that they didn't receive a grade high enough to be able to get a better grade, but there's still points that they've received, okay? And I count everything separately.
Are the portfolios weekly or?
They're gonna be weekly. It's every week. So starting in January, every week there's gonna be a portfolio, and I believe we're gonna have the same day, which is gonna be Wednesday. And they're gonna be taking it every one in the morning. So everyone is gonna be taking Spanish and English, no matter the time, it's gonna be in the morning, because the morning is the best time. They're fresh,
Yeah.
ready to go, so everyone's gonna do it. Yes.
Are those times as well?
No.
No, they have the entire block. And we literally tell them, take as much time as you need, because you want to go over every question. Remember to dissect all the questions, reread the passage if you have to go, and it's only one passage. One passage and 8 to 11 questions. And trust me, even though I say you have all the time in the world, you can sit here and do this, take all your time, they will still try to finish in 15 minutes. And it's like a struggle to get them, check it over, like recheck all your work. So that's something,
Start to do it.
they haven't started to do portfolios, not yet. But,
Are you gonna let us know when they?
and yes, in
January.
January.
Oh, sorry.
In January, we will start portfolios, and I will also let you know prior to that we are starting portfolios, and I will even send messages on the day before, like, remember, make sure they sleep early. So don't worry, I will let you know. So it's very important on your part to remind your students, take your time. It's not timed, take your time, go over every question, reread the passage. You can read it 2 times, 3 times, as many times as possible, but don't finish in 15 minutes, because you have the entire hour and even more. Question?
Yes. If you're struggling in a specific kind of question,
In a
are you guys gonna send
Yes,
us?
we will be letting you know. Last year I developed a kind of like a guide of what each standard is
Yeah.
about, and then also what they have to do. So kind of, we're gonna be giving question types of what each thing is, and
But we cannot show,
we can't show you the
The
test.
question, but you'll let us know, look, he's deficient in this, you know.
So let's say he needs to work on compare and contrast. I'm gonna tell you he needs to start working on compare and contrast. I'm gonna send you a lot of supplemental material. I'm gonna be sending home a lot, especially starting January. You're gonna be getting supplemental material and links for resources a lot. Okay, on the website, if you haven't gone so far, we will also be using Freckle. I still haven't had a chance to upload every student, so please bear with me. It's been a crazy start of the year. Upload every student on Freckle. They're gonna be using Newsela. So Newsela is all nonfiction articles, and it's real life articles, so they'll be interested. I know one was how do robots get on NASA, or flying the moon, or it's like all interests that they have. And then Freckle is for both fiction and nonfiction reading, so they can practice both. Okay? So we're going that. Any more questions about
How can we
portfolio?
get to Freckle? How can we, sorry.
In my website, there's a direct link to the
Okay.
Freckle, to the sign-in. So once I'm able to upload all of my students into Freckle, Newsela, and Reading IQ, I will be sending them in little bags with their login and everything.
Awesome.
So it's just a
Yeah,
lot of
that way
different
it'll be like-
a lot of
You
different
will know.
programs that I have to upload
Yeah, so
manually.
many.
Yes.
Is your website under the DDCES
Yes,
website?
yes, it is.
I tried,
Yes.
and it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't working, it wasn't active for whatever reason.
Oh no, the 3rd grade website for some reason this week is not active.
Okay.
That's a separate. I'm talking more about the DDCES. Sorry, I'm gonna just show it here. So if you go straight on the DDCES website, this is the DDCES website. Okay, you go to about. You're gonna go to faculty and staff. You're gonna look for my beautiful face. Okay, Miss Alvarez. And then I have here a little bio of myself. I have here calendars of important events that are coming up. Please mind all the calendars, it will be updated.
Yeah.
Here are the links. Here's the homework link. And if you switch the tab, it goes to online resources. On online resources, we have Room Recess, which is awesome. It's games. Literally, who doesn't love playing games? It's games with reading skills and math skills. I think today I had a student playing Trick or Treat. So they had to go for character traits. It's literally every skill that we practice in game form. So they can practice that at home, and they don't even know that they're learning, but they're learning. Okay? And then here is a direct link to Reading IQ, a direct link to iReady, which every student must be completing every week. We are currently taking our iReady diagnostic test this
I know,
week.
yeah.
So please make sure that they bring their headphones. I had a lot of students that did not have their headphones today, so please make sure they have their headphones in their book bag at all times. Here I also have Flocabulary. We're gonna be using Flocabulary in class, and I'm gonna give you access, my login access, so you can practice at home. So any skill that they don't understand, let's just go straight so I can show you. Vocabulary. So this will be for social studies, science, math, and reading. They can do all of them here, and it's basically mini lessons, but with music. Who doesn't love music? And kind of like rapping. So let me just log on. Okay, so you can go to language arts. It has for reading, writing, grammar, research and study skills, and literature. And this goes all the way to high school. So if you want to buy this your own access, you can go ahead and do it. It's a great little resource to have at home. So let's say we wanted to do who, what, when, and where. Okay, which is important, are important questions, right? So it's kind of the beat. It does the entire lesson with music, rapping, and then it has here vocabulary cards. It has a vocabulary game. It has reading and response, so they can practice that, and it has a final quiz on the topic. Okay, so they can practice this at home at all times, and we'll be doing this in class, so they'll be familiar. They'll be familiar with the program.
Yeah.
And it's super cute and super fun, and they love it.
Every single story that you read has a lot going on, you see. Just ask 5 questions.
Hello.
Okay, so I'm just gonna stop it there. But they love it. It's catchy, and I even find myself sometimes when I'm in the classroom and we're going to the vocab quiz and it has the beat, I start talking like that and it sounds like I'm rapping. So it's fun. They have a blast. And then here is also the Newsella, which is gonna be the nonfiction resource, which is gonna help them read in in life. And here's Freckle as well. So all the resources that I just talked about, they're all here on the website. Here I have the meet and greet presentation if you didn't see it. Right below, that's where you are gonna find today the open house presentation. And then we have our homework policy, and you can always email me straight from the website as well. If you can't reach me on class tag, which I'm usually very active, but I haven't had a chance today because it's been hectic. Okay, so I'm gonna put this to the side and continue. Any questions on that? No? Okay. So, I think I already mentioned this. This is where the 3rd, 5th, and it shifts the focus to read to learn. It's very important. 3rd grade is kind of like that, I wanna say, the entrance exam to upper elementary, okay? So that's why 3rd grade, there's really no new skills. You're just applying everything that you learned in kinder, 1st, 2nd, okay? This is an application year, okay? Okay, so reading in 3rd grade. Here we're gonna focus on teaching kids how to think and talk, which is why you had questions in the reading tips. In the reading tips themselves, it actually tells you what the focus is. So if the focus is on predicting, they have a prediction question like, how do you know that happened? Or what do you think will happen next? So it's basically a lot of modeling and talking out loud for your child. Sometimes when you sit down and read, it's kind of like, why do you think this character did that? Or how do you think this connects with your life? Or it's a lot of prompting questions. I will also be giving reference sheets. We'll be making with the kids reference sheets, like kind of like little reference folders for all the skills, all the genres, and also all the strategies. So visualization, compare and contrast. We're gonna have folders that they can take home to also study during portfolio time and also keeping and use in class. So we're gonna be doing that together. Here, again, no new concepts at the top. It's all about digging deeper. Okay. Any questions before I continue? Okay. 3rd grade students should be reading at grade level. At grade level would require, right now, at this moment, early 3rd grade. So, for iReady purposes, you're in the green if you are reading at for early 3rd grade level. If we're a little bit below, we're gonna have to do a little bit more of iReady, and we need to practice a little bit more either on Freckle or reinforcement of reading at home. It's okay to be reading at a 2nd grade level. Throughout the year, it jumps, okay? Because sometimes right now we're still fresh from the summer and kind of, you know what happens, they go to the summer and then the brain, it's kind of like they're losing information. So we're gonna try to get there. We're trying to get there back to how they were. Any questions before I move on? Again, all this information is going to be on the website. Yes?
They don't start already yet.
No, because we're still taking the test. So they can't start iReady until the diagnostic is complete. It will actually lock them out and they won't be able to start any lessons at home because it kind of closes it off after 4 o'clock, which is after school is done. But we're gonna start that hopefully for reading by next week. I know Ms. Cepero has until Monday or Tuesday. My students, because we were scheduled. So my schedule was from today and tomorrow, and Ms. Cepero's is gonna be for Monday and Tuesday. Okay, because we don't have enough laptops yet. Yes.
A little bit off topic, but my daughter has been able to log into iReady so far.
Yes, like I said, iReady it's unavailable, it's locked out until they're able to do the diagnostic test.
Will we get the results of the
Yes,
diagnostic?
you will be getting the diagnostic test. I will actually be opening up conferences. My conferences first will be needs-based. So remember how I said if you're lower, those will be my first conferences that I will want to tackle because I do want to make an action plan on how to start, how to improve that as quick as possible. Then we will still have meetings available and open, and it will be kind of on a first come, first based service. And you'll be able to do it directly on ClassTag. So I'm gonna open up the slots probably for the next month from 7:30 to 8, and we pretty ask you to be here promptly at 7:30 because we do have to pick up our kids at 8:15. So that was it. Any questions here?
Yes.
Yes.
The reading at home is better to read aloud or in silent?
If you want to prompt your child, it's better to read aloud. And also sometimes when they're reading silently, they skip lines. Or they're going super fast. Okay, so you want to make sure that they're reading at a decent pace. You want to make sure that they're hi, how are you? That they're reading at a good pace. Because sometimes if they read, then they stop, and then they come back, they lost all the information that they just read. So you need to make sure that they're following the pace. You need to make sure that they're also not stopping at every word, because if they are stopping at every word, that means they're having a really difficult time decoding the word. And that's, if their brain is focused on decoding the word, they're not gonna be able to comprehend. So, yes.
Maybe this is a silly question, but are they gonna be able to do some iReady here?
Yes, we're gonna be doing iReady in class, yes.
Are they doing Mayan?
We are gonna be working on Mayan. I still haven't received access to Mayan yet.
He has access.
Okay, if he has access already, but I haven't received access at least from the administrative level.
Okay.
So I still need to be able to receive that so I can put it away.
Okay.
Okay, the reading IQ is very similar to Mayan. It will give AR books and also leveled books based on their level. So after we do the iReady testing and you know what level they're on, you can look for books on that level or also range, try to increase them. So if they start at this level, try to increase little by little to the next level. Yes.
And they can use those Mayan for the reading log that you sent with the reflection question?
They can use the Mayan. They can use the Mayan, they can use actual books from the library. I always let them know that they can take books from my library. I know some already have, and they've been reading. And I wanna say, in Reading IQ, it offers comprehension quizzes after they finish reading the story. So that's gonna be an additional. And then after they finish reading any story on either Mayan or an actual book, they should be taking AR quizzes. So we're gonna give them time in class to take AR quizzes, which again is gonna test them their comprehension and make sure that they understand the story. If they are not passing the AR quizzes, they kind of need to read the book again because they haven't fully understand the story. So I'll be able to see that and then I'll be able to pass that along. Like they need to be reading. So that's why the reflection questions will give me an idea. Are they understanding the story? Are they not understanding the story? And they should be completing different reflection questions. It was on the yellow paper, 3 sheets.
Yes.
Yes.
The yellow paper for the reading one? Is that-
Yes. Okay, those are the questions that they should be reflecting on the reading log.
Okay, I wanna ask you about the reading log.
Yes.
Monday to Thursday or
Okay,
Friday?
I require 5 days. So in the front, it's only Monday through Thursday. On the back, it's blank. So they can fill in if they do it on Friday or if they do it on Saturday or Sunday. I know life is hectic, things happen. And sometimes you get busy on Tuesday, so you can't do your reading on Tuesday, but you still have Saturday and Sunday to complete it, which is why I'm only requiring 5 days. Okay?
And that one, I'm sorry.
Yes, no
And
worries.
that one you're supposed to turn it in when? Monday?
Monday, every Monday. So every Monday, so it's always the following week. So this week was kind of
Yeah.
weird. So
Yeah.
with Dorian, I already have received reading logs from last week, and they should have already picked up their new reading logs, which I know some students already have. If they hadn't, remind them. Their reading logs is literally directly under where they turn in all their work. So they kind of just lift, and there's where the new reading log. Yes.
There is one yellow page without number. What do you do?
Okay, those.
Put the number on the.
Es verdad.
Because I was
Yes.
gonna-
Okay.
Last
So
one.
So this. Okay.
This is the.
What you can do for this is you can number it yourself because I have my copy here. This one's gonna be page 1, page 2, page 3.
No, the questions, each question.
I know. Okay, I'm working on that. So they can tell me what page number
Okay.
and then the question number.
Okay, perfect,
Okay.
yeah.
So if they're on page 2 and they tell me number 5, I'm gonna go on page 2, number 5. So that way I can see which question they're answering.
Yeah.
Sorry about the confusion on that.
The other homework is due on Fridays or?
Reading and language arts homework reading and language arts homework is due all Fridays. Okay, math is due daily. So we do a lesson, they have to turn it in the next day. We usually go over it because I've had technical difficulties. We haven't been able to go over it in class, but I do check. And right before they have a chapter test, I will be giving the homework back and circling what they need to go over and practice at home. What can I say about that? Social studies and science are kind of it's based on the day. So depending on what they do that day, then they would have homework. So I do request, if they have a project, we'll be able to say that.
Elementary School. Please pardon this interruption. Parents, we have a white Kia parked in the back parking lot blocking a car. License plate AES